Good day, everyone. Before we start our presentation, I would like to take this opportunity to convey my gratitude to Dr. Fifi for giving us this opportunity to present our group assignment. Today, we from Group 1 gonna present you guys about the topic comparing Plato's and Aristotle's conception about justice and ideal state. Before we delve more into our presentation, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce my group members. First of all, I myself, Charan Ravichandran, and my other group members are Nur Shazra, Darshini, and Jang Kiat Ching. Now let's go into the introduction about our topic, which is comparing Plato's and Aristotle's conceptions and perceptions about justice and ideal state. Well, you guys can see that Plato and Aristotle are foundational and most important figures in Western political philosophy because of their perceptions, their ideas, all that. Both philosophers focused on conceptions of justice and the ideal state, but they both approach them differently because they both have their own ideas, they both have their own perceptions, perspectives, all that. Well, we can say that Plato, in his work The Republic, envisioned an ideal structured society ruled by philosopher king, where justice arises from each class performing its proper role. Whereas Aristotle, in his work Politics, emphasized a more practical and empirical approach, advocating for a constitutional government that promotes common good. Their different views and different perspectives stem from contrasting metaphysical beliefs, ethical theories, and understandings of human nature. Now, we can say that this research will compare their ideas to highlight the key differences and similarities and to understand their impact. Their perceptions and their ideas impact on our modern political thought in terms of philosophical field and also political field, which is very crucial in our modern world.
Now I explain our slide using insights from a literature review which compares how Plato and Aristotle each conceptualize justice and the ideal state in their major political works. So let's begin with Plato. In the Republic, Plato defines justice as a form of harmony, both within the individual soul and in society. He described a tripartite model where society is divided into three classes: rulers, auxiliaries, and producers. Each class corresponds to a part of the soul: reason, spirit, and appetite. According to Plato, justice occurs when each class performs its own role and does not interfere with the other. These structures order form the basics of a just society. Plato's ideal state is ruled by philosopher kings, those who are most rational and knowledgeable. He believes that only they are fit to govern, as they understand the form of the good in this way. Plato emphasized unity, moral education, and social order. As highlighted by Anna's 1981, this model has been criticized for its rigid structures and tendency to prioritize collective harmony over individual freedom. Next is Aristotle, who offers a more practical and empirical approach in politics. Like Plato, Aristotle sees the goal of the state as achieving virtue and justice, but he defines justice in more concrete terms. Specifically as fairness, he identifies two types of justice: distributive, which concerns fair allocations based on merit, and corrective, which deal with restoring balance when wrongs are committed. Instead of philosopher kings, Aristotle advocates for a constitutional government and corrective, which deal with restoring balance when wrongs are committed. Instead of philosopher kings, Aristotle advocates for a constitutional government or polity where power is shared and citizens are encouraged to engage in public life. He supports institutions like private property and family structures, which Plato had proposed to eliminate. For Aristotle, civic participation and moderations are essential components of justice. Scholars such as Mungan 1977 and Crown 2002 emphasize Aristotle's realisms, noting that his theory is based on observations and the actual needs of the polis rather than abstract ideals. A key difference in their thinking is philosophical. Plato based his view on the theory of the forms, believing that justice exists as a perfect eternal ideal that society should strive to mirror. In contrast, Aristotle rejects the forms, arguing that knowledge comes from experience and that justice must be understood in practical, adaptable terms. Finally, scholars often characterize Plato as an idealist and Aristotle as a realist, and David Miller 1995 explained Plato provides a normative vision of what justice should be, while Aristotle gives a more analytical account of how justice actually functions in the political life. In conclusion, while both philosophers aim to define justice and structure a just state, they approach the problems from very different angles, one from abstract ideas and the other from practical observations. The deeper implications of these differences will be explored in the following analysis sections. That is all for me. Thank you.
So, hello. Today, I will talk about the difference and similarity between the Plato and Aristotle. They two are great Greek philosophers and how they understand each other about the justice and the idealistics. So, Plato and Aristotle are both important thinkers. They want to create just and good society, but their opinion about the justice and the ideal states was very different. At here, we are gonna take a look about their opinion and how different their opinion about the justice and the ideal states. The first one, we're gonna take a look about Plato's view of justice. Plato believed that justice means that everyone does their job and stay in their place. In his view, society has three groups. The first one, ruler, warriors, and then workers. Justice happens when each group stay in their place and do their job without interfering with the others. We're gonna take a look about Plato ideal state. In the Plato ideal state, the ruler are philosopher because they think wise. He thought the ruler should not have own property and should not have own families. The best state should control education and what people learn. He believed that this will make people better and the society are more just better than before. Meanwhile, we're gonna take a look about Aristotle's view of justice. Aristotle have a different view. He said justice is about fairness. He talk about the two types, which means first one, giving people what they deserve and fixing unfair situation. For him, justice is about treating people equally under the law. Then, Aristotle ideal states, Aristotle believed that the best state is one with the law and a strong middle class. He said people should be able to own property and have a families. He didn't believe in perfect system, but in one that worked well in the real life. Here is the main difference. Plato focused more on the order and control, meanwhile, Aristotle focused on balance and fairness. Plato ideas are more ideal, meanwhile, the Aristotle ideas are more practical and realistic. Even they have a difference, but they also agree on some things because both of them believe justice is important. They also thought education and reason to help build a better society. So, in conclusions, Plato imagined a perfect society ruled by the wise. Meanwhile, the Aristotle looked at the real life and wanted a fair government that works well. Both ideas are still influence how we think about justice and politics.
In conclusion, both Plato and Aristotle gave us powerful vision of what a just society and ideal state should look like. Plato imagined a perfectly structured society based on wisdom and harmony, while Aristotle believed that justice must come from fairness, law, and practicality. Despite their differences, their ideas still influence modern governments, politics, and our very understanding of justice. That's why comparing them is not just about history, but it's about understanding on how we govern ourselves even today. Thank you.